Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Hopefully everything is well. My program just quit unexpectedly, so trusting all is flowing as it should be. Excuse me. Hi, Angela and Britt, Nancy, Josh, welcome. Are you new to my channel, Josh, if you care to say? Welcome, Kay, Bonnie, Tony. Nice to see you here. Here, there, and everywhere. As I see so many of you, and so grateful for all of you, so grateful for Insight Timer and the gifts that this app has brought in my life. Is anybody else here grateful for Insight Timer? I started out using this app 9 years ago, and it just, as a user, used it consistently over the years, and I even made a teacher profile maybe in 2015, but I never used it until it was time, and it wasn't time until 2.5 years ago, when one day I opened the Insight Timer app and I saw across the top it said live, and there was a pink circle, and it's like, ooh, people are live in here. And I clicked in there, and it was the teachers, and I was like, oh yeah, I made a teacher profile years ago. I started the process and never finished it. I want to be able to go live in this app because that would be really cool. And here we are now, 2.5 years later, and it's changed my life. And even more, like, in many ways, and also because of the Reiki that I do, and how me doing Reiki here in the Insight Timer lives for 2.5 years has totally opened up my own intuition by consistently doing Reiki, and then more consistently with others, and then becoming a Reiki master teacher, and now I'm a Solvana energy practitioner, and just like this whole new dimension of awareness, which is this dimension, the third eye. What we don't see with these eyes there's a whole other world that I can tap into. We all have this ability to do that. It's about cultivating it in many different things. It was always there. It was just covered up, not accessible, or I wasn't willing to see it. I wasn't ready to experience it. So yeah, I'm super grateful, glad to see so many others are grateful as well. I've connected with so many of you, in very deep and profound ways, individually and collectively. So that gratitude wanted to come in as we begin. So if you are new to me, a couple of you did say you were new. I'm Natalie. I'm a spiritual life coach, Reiki master teacher, intuitive. I'm a writer. I do tarot and oracle card readings I do during these lives. And I do all of these things individually, one-on-one as well. So glad to see everybody. Glad you're here. Please follow me if you don't already. Please give a donation if you feel that nudge to do so. Never expected, always appreciated. So that's a bit about me, and wherever you're joining me from, yeah, glad to have you. So please follow me here, YouTube, Facebook, Insta, all that good stuff. I'm super excited too because I have been working diligently on a truth excavation guided recorded journey. I've never put this much effort into a meditation in my life. I've probably spent 40 hours on it already, and it's still now I'm in the editing phase, and this is just the first draft, so stay tuned for that. If you are a premium Insight Timer member, I'm going to be putting it onto the premium tracks. Thank you. And yeah, so if you want to be a beta tester for that, I've made an announcement on my Facebook. I've got so many replies, and thankful some of you in here have offered that as well. So because I want feedback, I want to make it the best it can be. And I also offer the truth excavation as a one-on-one live journey, which many of you have already experienced as well. So send me a message, reach out to me one-on-one if you want to connect about that. So yes, reach out. I can't find you, like there's too many people, so you please send a message. So let me look back over the comments here. Mark, your brother passed away. Oh, so sorry to hear that. I'm glad that you're here tonight. I know the session today, so we're going to be talking about money blocks and the energy of money and digging into that, and also with the Reiki part of the session, I'm happy to, have an intention to bring in some energy intentionally guided to you, and it was unexpected in his passing. I can imagine that would be really difficult. So glad you're here. Thank you for sharing. Hi, Patriot Lady. Coco, welcome. Teresa, Jason, Suze. Yes, Angela, I acknowledged your message, and I have you on the list. So yes. So let's go ahead and dive into what we are doing here today. The live is titled, It's Not About the Money, How to Remove Your Money Blocks. So how many of you here have issues with money and finances and scarcity and lack and fear and worry and limitation? And is there anybody besides me who's had baggage and issues around money? Yeah, I know I'm not the only one. I could imagine that there's probably more of an amount of people that have had issues around it than have not. So, ooh, financial panic mode, Angela. Ooh, that feels like a really icky energy, and sorry to hear that for you. And I can relate. So what I'm here to share today is, because of my own growth, my own journey, my own struggles, I'm still in process, and also I've made leaps. I'm working on changing my relationship with money. Things are changing, things are shifting, things are happening. And where the inspiration for this came from, I mean, I've been working on it for years, but a few months ago, oops, do not disturb on my devices. And many of you know this if you know me already. I received a lump sum of money, totally unexpected and out of the blue, a few months ago. That was the most money I've ever received at one time. It was thousands of dollars. And what was interesting was because I have awareness, I was able to witness how I received this totally out of the blue, totally unexpected, beautiful, abundant gift just out of nowhere. And first, and because of the nature of where it came from, there was energy around that. And I don't want to get into that part because it's not relevant. The part that's relevant is I receive it and I'm just shocked and blown away. And then my very next reaction is like worry and fear and calculation, and that it's not enough, and that the amount of money that my mind said I should feel and respond and react a certain way, and I didn't. I had like a glimmer of gratitude followed by like it's not enough. It's not enough to take care of, what I perceive as money problems and issues in my life. And my mind was like, okay, well, this and that and this and that. It went straight into, I need more. Has anyone had that experience? I mean, that's pretty vulnerable for me to say, because as a life coach, as a teacher on Insight Time, or as a person that shares and teaches information, it feels a little icky for me to be honest about that, because my mind has a judgment that I shouldn't act that way because it's not right, and I should be more evolved, and it's not spiritual. We imagine, we get abundance. I'm basking in this glow, and that was there for a glimmer, and then it was gone. And this is why this moment was so impactful, because this was the first time in my life where I saw it's not about the money, which is why this is titled in this way. It's not about an amount of money that's going to solve this problem. And I had a realization recently too, because I do work with sugar addiction. I have 3 years without sugar. I've had weight, body issues like many of us. It's the same thing with people who get a stomach surgery or go on a crazy diet or are wanting to lose weight just to reach a number on a scale. When they reach that number, then they realize all of the stuff within that had them be unhealthy around their weight and their relationship with food and body, that they gain it right back, because it's not about the weight. And I say that to my clients with the sugar. If somebody's trying to give up sugar and wanting to lose weight, sure, weight loss can be a side effect, like a bonus. But you can't go into any sort of a weight loss journey with that being the primary motivation, because when you reach your goal weight, you're going to sabotage yourself and you're going to gain the weight back, because it's not about the weight. So in the same way, it's not about the money. And that was so powerful. It's like there is no, and I am long-term in alcohol and drug addiction recovery. So it's very easy for me to apply like a paradigm of addiction to things in life. And it's like what I experienced when I received that money was like a hit, like getting a hit of a drug that it wasn't enough. I got this hit. It's like taking a hit or a drink of something. You feel that release, you feel that high for a second, but then you just want more. It's just immediately replaced with more. How many of you can relate to having that experience with money? You get an amount of money thinking, I'm going to feel relief. I'm going to, the anxiety is going to lessen inside. But then the minute you get it, it's just like, it's not enough. And the thing is, it's it's about this relationship with this thing. I always thought if I could only receive a magical certain amount of money, then I'll feel better inside, until I got this sum of money. And I was able to pay off my credit card bill, you know? And it wasn't like it was super high, but you know, the energy of debt is very weighty. And so I just was like, this inner moment of, it doesn't matter, the X amount of dollars can come in. And so even thinking about, can anybody relate to kind of the energy of feeling addicted to money like that? Like any hit you get of any input, it's just like this momentary, fleeting, temporary relief. And then it's like more. Like, thanks, but that's not enough. And that's what I experienced. So it's like, you get to stop having a mindset that when my ship comes in, when the inheritance, when the raise, when the settlement, when the new business or next business, that's going to solve my problem. That's like somebody wanting to lose weight, you know, thinking once they reach their goal weight that all their problems are going to go away and their life will be fixed. No. So, hi, Rochelle. Thank you, Tim, for the donation. Yes, and that mindset, I'll be happy when, and that can be for anything. And Angela said, throwing yourself back to a crisis, it's more comfortable than calm, and that's a wonderful awareness to have. So there's 3 books that are and have influenced me in this recent, because I'm sick of it. Like, y'all, I am fucking done. I'm so done with this money thing being a thing. I'm done with it. I don't want it anymore. I'm done. So I'm willing. And I'm going to say, for those in recovery, Jason, I see you. You know, I'm willing to go to any lengths to heal that. Because what I'm realizing, and because how many of you have the mindset, it's something outside of me that needs to happen for me to get more money. Like, it needs to be given to me. It's like out of my control. And that's actually, it's a disempowered mindset that's not true. It makes sense with our upbringing and our childhoods and all of the limiting beliefs and stories and all that. It makes sense that we have that, and it just happens naturally until we shift and change our mindset. So I'm done. So there's 3 books. And this newest one I'm reading is really powerful. If you can relate to anything I'm saying right now, Overcoming Under-Earning. Has anybody read it? Heard of it? So that book says that it's a shift in mindset, that she says under-earners are like thinking they can't do it, and that it's like out of their control to create the amount of money they need. People who are not under earners know that it's within them and they can create it themselves. So it's a switch from like victim to empowered mindset, really. Rochelle, great question. So the way I see what you're saying is that we get to be happy where we are and excited for what's to come. If we think about energy, quantum physics, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Abraham Hicks, law of attraction, manifestation, our thoughts create our emotions, create our vibration, create our energy, create our life, create our results, create our outcomes. So we've got to shift being happy here to the best of our ability right now, and not waiting and putting our happiness on hold until the future event happens, until the dream house in Hawaii happens. It's not easy, but Abraham Hicks, I have this book here, it's called Ask and It Is Given. She talks about doing appreciation, just simple appreciation. You look around your room, anyone can do it anytime. You look around wherever you are. I appreciate this. Wow, it's so nice. You know, she goes through this like rampage process. So you can start there, because if you've had a big dream, goal, and vision that it has a lot of energy that you haven't reached it yet, take steps back, because there's two sides of the stick, wanted and not wanted. So when you think about what you want, my dream, but then there's all this other contrasting energy on the other side of the stick, it's hard until you start shifting your energy to think about my dream, but then I don't have it and that hurts. So, okay, come into the moment, step back, right? So that's a great question. So let's get into what blocks us from receiving money. So one of the other books is How to Solve All Your Money Problems Forever, is the second book I recommend in the processes that I'm doing and I'm going to share with you. The other one, Get Rich Lucky Bitch. And this lady, she's probably my age or a little younger. She, grew up, had a single mom, and, scrimping and pinching and just, kind of a normal life of having jobs and not making a lot of money. And then she, now she's a multimillionaire. So she came from, under earning, a place of lack, and now she's changed that. So yes, Christina, and thanks, Patriot Lady, for writing the other book. How to Solve, All Your Money Problems Forever is one. Get Rich Lucky Bitch. Oops. And Ask and It Is Given. And that's more, there is money stuff in there. And yes, there's practices about money in that book too. But it's not exclusively about it. And then Overcoming Under Earning. So we want to look at our energy, and if we have an energy of addiction, and this is why I brought this up earlier around money. If we have an energy of addiction to anything, think about addiction. If anybody wants to say, there's any other addicts in here like me, then you can understand. It's like when you don't have your drug of whatever that is for you, and then you really need it and you really want it and you have that energy of need, of like grasping and clinging. How many can relate to having that with money, of just like, if only, and it feels hard to attain, hard to get, hard to keep. It goes through your fingers. Where does it go? Money's not safe. I can't trust it. It's my enemy. It's bad to want it. If people have money, if they're wealthy, they're evil or they're bad or they're better than me, or I'm judging them, how they spend their money, and all of this stuff blocks the flow of abundance. Can you see why? If money was a person, how do you feel about that person? Do you trust it? Do you love it? That's a powerful question. So I'm going to read a couple affirmations from the Overcoming Under-Earning. And I want you to feel how you feel about these affirmations as I read them. And if you feel the opposite about any of these, then you're an under-earner. Of course, you can only label yourself that way. I am confident in my ability to make money. I always live below my means. I love money and appreciate what it does for me. I'm very optimistic about my financial future. I experience very little fear or insecurity around money. I'm determined to get paid what I am worth. I'm passionate about my work. I have very supportive, nurturing relationships. I like wealthy people. I have little or no credit card debt. I intentionally get myself in situations beyond my ability and then rise to them. I'm resilient and able to bounce back when I fail. I'm filled with gratitude and success that I have achieved. I work hard and I know I don't have to do everything myself. I know how to delegate and set limits. I'm tenacious in achieving my goals. So how did that feel to hear those? Did it feel like, oh yeah, all those are great for me? Or are you like, ah? I had a mix, which is good, So uncomfortable, yeah, totally. Kay is puking. So it's good information. It's not about judgment. It's just about information. So first we've got to clear out these judgments and these energies, these limiting beliefs from childhood, basically, is where a lot of them came from. We've got to move this shit out of the way, because that's this whole paradigm and this mindset that's blocking the flow. Money is energy. Money is a piece of paper. It's a symbol of possibility. Money is love. Have you ever considered that? And money is like a reflection, can be a reflection of how you feel about yourself. It's interesting because my abundance has risen over the years. And I haven't done anything different, like consciously, other than getting, having different jobs and things. But it's just interesting. Have any of you noticed that, like how your bank account might fluctuate with how you're feeling about yourself in life? So I love this practice I'm going to give you right now. It's from Get Rich Lucky Bitch. And so you can do this. And this is to help clear the energies, the cringe energies, the uncomfortable energies. Yeah, and it is too. I mean, it's not just us and our families. It's like society, it's culture, it's it's a global human issue for sure. So, and there's a collective consciousness about it. So we want to, we heal that one person at a time, one belief at a time. So what I want you to do, if you want to do this, is you go back over your life, starting with earliest memories, and start writing down all of your memories where you had a bad memory about money or where money was involved up to your current life. Take a deep breath. as you hear that, for me, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And it didn't take as long as I thought. It probably took 20 minutes for me to do this. Now, for me in the past, I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I just would be like, I'll do other stuff that, books suggest, but I'm not doing that one. It just feels not fun, not comfortable, and I don't want to do it. So this is what's different for me. I'm willing to do the uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable. Do you want to change? Change can be uncomfortable because that's the nature of change. If you're happy with your money relationship and amount, then don't do it. If you're not happy, people have done things that have gotten them results. So part of under earning can even be like discounting ideas, like having a closed mind to trying new things, and like, oh, I'm not going to do that because ABC, right? So having a closed mind is only going to keep you stuck. But, you have to discern, are you ready or not? How bad do you want it? Are you sick of this? Are you sick of money and finances and the energy and the fear and the anxiety and the worry and the baggage and the debt and the hopelessness and helplessness? You can change that. It's within you. It's not anybody doing anything to you. So yeah, Christina, like, hell yes, that's the way to be. So writing down all of the memories that come up. And then every day, just take a few minutes and practice Ho'oponopono with each of these memories. And we've done live streams on this before. Is there anybody that does not know Ho'oponopono? It's the ancient Hawaiian forgiveness practice. Yeah, thanks. So, and it's interesting. So you do this every day. You want to do it until these memories have no charge left, no emotional charge. What happens is things will go off the list, but then your memory, your subconscious will bring up new things and you write them down. So it's a fluid list that you continue until it's done. And I mean, if you have a lifetime of this, it's going to take a while. It's not going to take forever, but it's going to take a little while. So trust the process. And new things might happen. New things might come up. I woke up from sleep in the morning a week or two ago and had this memory, like I was coming out of a dream and I was dreaming it like I was a kid and my mother was saying, I'm not made of money. Or do you think I'm made of money? That came out of nowhere. I didn't think of that when I was writing down the memories, but that it's like the statement, money's the root of all evil, money doesn't grow on trees, like, and I was like, yeah, my mom said that, like, do you think I'm made of money? So I wrote that one down. There was another fight at the dinner table when I was a kid, and my dad's brother had borrowed money from my dad, and like he didn't pay it back, and my mom that was like the scariest topic ever, and no, you can't even mention this or there will be a blow up. So that came out of nowhere too. I remember that. So that's on the list, and I'm doing the Ho'oponopono every day. So you just take a few minutes, you say, thank you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you. You can add, I forgive myself with each of these memories. And you just do that, it's like a meditative process. So that can help start clearing out these old energies and judgments and, past. So that's part 1 of starting to remove these money blocks. Parts 2 and 3 come from How to Solve All Your Money Problems Forever by Victor Bach. And this book talks about law of attraction and energy, in that that energy of addiction to money, of needing, of clinging, of grasping, of needing, of wanting, of desiring, of, there's not enough and it's hard to get, and that energy repels money. And so he gives a practice to help release that repellent energy, to start to release that addiction to money energy, as well as a process to bring, heighten your energy of allowing and of attracting abundance and money. And so, but before that, I want to tell a quick story from the Get Rich Lucky Bitch book. And this chapter in this book really also helped shift me to realize it's not about the money. And I talked about this before. And so she gives in this book all of these examples over and over, like it seemed like 50 examples or something. It was a lot in this chapter of her book, where people became celebrities, people became rock stars, movie stars, TV stars, reality stars, social media, whatever stars, that did not have money before. And then what happened, she would talk about, like, Britney Spears was one, and how much money she was earning at her height. And then, years later, what happened? Because you don't hear about this part so much, but she just gave example after example of people losing all their money. Either it got stole from them, manipulated out of them, or they just blew it and they mismanaged it. And to hear that, okay, so many of these people that became rich and famous that weren't before and were normal before, with whatever finances before, got rich and famous and squandered or lost all their money. Yes, just like the lottery winners as well. It's just the same as the weight loss example. The people that, like the getting the bariatric surgeries or crash diets, and they don't shift what's inside, then they gain the weight back. It's the same. Lottery winners, the money's gone. These people that got rich and famous, the money's gone. So that was another really powerful example for me to see. It doesn't matter about how much money is coming in. So I really want to hammer that home for you all. So we'll pause for a minute, and I just want to check and see, is this helpful? What's your takeaway right now? Are you seeing yourself in any of this in a different and new way that's going to make you, like, are you actually thinking you might do something about it? Rochelle, you took action. Yay. Get Rich Lucky Bitch. Awesome. She has a free app as well. And I have it, but it's like a money tracker app. So Rochelle, if I may, invite you, like, make an agreement with you. Will you listen to the book in its entirety? Will you listen to it, and will you commit to doing what the book says? Because how many of you can relate buying a book? And so for me, the Overcoming Under-Earning book, I bought it last year, y'all. I didn't listen. I got it on Audible. I didn't listen to it until a month ago. I bought it, whatever. I forgot about it. And then I'm like, oh yeah, that book. I started listening to it on my bike. I live here in Bali and I'm on my motorbike. I listen to it. And then it's like, okay, you need to do these practices in this book. This is the most important in this Overcoming Under-Earning book. She said, the most important part, you've got to write this stuff down. You've got to do these practices. And again, I came up with that resistance. It's like, okay, how bad do I want it? I want it. I'm ready to up level. So I'm going to do it. So then I stopped reading it, listening to it. And then I'm like, so that's why I was even able to read you the affirmations of the under-earning, because I wrote them all down. So I'm actually doing what this book says. So thank you, Rochelle, for sharing. I'm not like calling you out or anything. I'm just, it's a great example. I know I'm not alone, where it's like, yeah, we buy a book, but then number 2, are we going to read it? And then number 3, are we actually going to do what it says? And I had a life coach tell me, I had a coaching session where I received coaching last week, and we were talking about under-earning, and I was like, she's like, do you know this book, Overcoming Under-Earning? And I'm like, actually, I'm reading it now. And she's like, that book, she said, I have seen it happen over and over. This is just what she said. People doubled their income from reading the book and doing the practices. So I can't speak to that yet. I'm still in the middle of doing it. But yeah, I'm like, I'm up. I'm willing. I'm going to do whatever this book says. So, oh wow, the Patriot Lady, a lot of books. Allie, Squandered Your Inheritance. Oh, Teresa as well. Yeah, I feel that. So, Ho'oponopono. So that would definitely be one to write down if you have that around inheritance. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I forgive myself. Over and over until that charge. For me, one of the biggest on my list, my great aunt, did not give, she gave my mom's and her sisters an inheritance, but not like my generation. And she gave $20 million to a library. Like, oh, that still stings. So I'm doing Ho'oponopono on that. I know, I mean, I don't know. Maybe when I have $20 million, I'll be able to understand her mindset around that. But yeah, at this point, still work to be done. So we want to look at how can we reduce the energy of, like, the energy that's repelling, the energy of money. How can we rise our energy of bringing abundance and money in? So, and this is from the Victor Bach, How to Solve All Your Money Problems Forever. And please keep an open mind here, because you've heard this stuff before. And notice if your mind's like, I know all that shit already. And I invite you to see how can you listen with open ears. Because it's our good old friend affirmations. How many of you are groaning inwardly? I mean, I did too. But I'm like, okay, this guy wrote this book. He had his own amazing results. Hundreds, if not thousands of people have had results from this book. Am I going to close my mind to it and not try it? Or am I actually going to try and commit? Not just try it for a week and it not work and then quit it and say it doesn't work. Who all can relate to doing that? Thank you. I'm just being real here. So I'm like, no, I am going to do this. So what you want to do for this part of removing your money blocks and shifting your energy, you want to write one list of your needs. So if you are in foreclosure with your house, if you are late with bills, if you have all, collectors calling, if your, car is sitting in the shop waiting for you to get $1,000 to get it out, or anything where it's like urgent, or there's holes in your shoes, or something like that. So you want to write those down on a list. I need, and you want to be exact, $2,532 to pay this off. Okay, so write a list of those things. That one's pretty self-explanatory. The second part is, and this is where, that we can say quite a bit about, but I will keep it short as possible. What do you want? What do you want? So this is where, for people that have dreams and goals and visions, I want to be a millionaire, I want to travel the world, I want to have an amazing spouse, a family, I want to get a PhD in philosophy and teach at university. I mean, whatever, right? The dreams and the goals and the visions. I want to move to Hawaii. My friend just was there for a week on her way to see me here in Bali. I want to live in Bali. So write down all of those things. I want a house in the country. I want an apartment in New York City. So Kauai. I want to live in Kauai too. So maybe I'll see you there. I do. Kauai is on my list. I haven't been to Hawaii yet, but it's still on my list. So awesome. So write that down. Now, after you write this down, this is a very important part. You need to go back through each one and really consider this. Is it something you really want? Is it something that you really want, or is it something that you think you want, or that maybe there's some society programming or pressure that it's like, I'm supposed to want this? So the book really goes into good detail on that, so I'd recommend it for that. But so many times it's like, well, I should want, a white picket if you're American, like, the 2-story house in the neighborhood with the green grass and the white picket fence and the 2.5 kids and the blah, blah, blah. Like, and maybe that is yours and that's real, but you get to check in with yourself first and discern, is this really, do I really want this? Do I really, really want this? So you want to refine that list down. And if I think about it, am I like, oh my gosh, I can taste it, I really want this? It could be a car, it can be anything like that. So that one's called How to Solve All Your Money Problems Forever. So once you get these 2 lists, you want to marry them, you want to put them together into one list of 10 things or less, 3 to 10 things. So you want to have a mix of things. So, depending on how big your needs are, if you have, 10 needs, pick the top ones, whatever, make a list that is a mix of both. No more than 10. Then you want to turn these into affirmations. And, in the book, he goes into detail, but what he says is, this is how you write them. And I'm going to type it out here in the chat. Oops. I, Natalie, have solved all my money problems forever. So you want to say I, comma, in your name, whatever name that's comfortable, that's yours. And then the thing. I, Natalie, have a property in Kauai, a 2-bedroom house, or 3 acres. You want to be specific, but you don't need to go into a deep vision about it. I, Natalie, have a new 2023 red Tesla, blah, blah. I, Natalie, am traveling to Hawaii. Hawaii's on the brain. So you want to craft them in that way. And so I have one because of my wonderful abundant business of spiritual life coaching and being a Reiki master teacher. And if you haven't heard me say it, if you joined late, don't forget to follow me here, YouTube, Insta, Facebook, all that. Give a donation here through the app if you feel appreciative and abundant and it feels light for you. But I owe taxes. And so, one of mine is I, Natalie, have quickly and easily paid off my 2022 tax bill. And so you want to write these down, write them on a list. You read them first thing in the morning, last thing at night, out loud. If you have a spouse or whatever, he talks about what to do if you can't do that. But this is the optimal. You read them out loud, feeling them. I, Natalie, have solved all my money problems forever. And then after each one, you want to do a brief creative visualization. So, for me, the tax bill one, I have this vivid imagination of I'm logging into the IRS website and I'm putting in that amount and I'm pressing and there's a zero balance and I'm so excited to log in because I'm finally getting to do this, right? Thank you, Patriot Lady, for the wonderful donation. Wow. Celebrating abundance. Thank you so much. Woo! And I'm going to speak about that part in a second, about donations and things too. So you want to go through each one and, you all know creative visualization. You want to feel as if you're there. Feel as if you're in your Hawaiian beachfront home. What are the sounds? How does it feel to be in the room, in the space? What are the smells? All of that. And Abraham talks about 17 seconds being the minimum that it takes to activate law of attraction energies. So sure, add in there that you feel that for at least 17 seconds for each one. So this whole thing with the reading and the imagining takes a minute or two. So it doesn't take a lot of time. The other part of this is once a day, you take one of the affirmations and you write it 10 to 20 times out, handwritten. Okay, so I do it in the morning. Don't wait until night when you're tired. So the 17 seconds, Massey, good question. It's from Abraham Hicks' teachings. They just say that that's the minimum amount of time to start the activation of law of energy, of law of attraction and manifestation, that it takes a minimum of 17 seconds of feeling and energy to start attracting that to you. So you can watch Abraham videos. They go into that a lot more. That's not in the book. That's my own thing from Abraham that I added. So once a day, you want to write it out 10 or 20 times legibly. And he says even a little bit small. You want to write on unlined paper if you can. And you can write I, Natalie, have solved all my money problems forever. You can write it in the I, first person. You can write it as you. You, Natalie, have solved all your money problems forever. That's actually what I did this morning because that's one of my affirmations. You can also do third person, she, or whatever you are. She, Natalie, has solved all her money problems forever because that works with different levels of the subconscious. So you can do that as well. So that's the practice of raising your vibration, allowing abundance in. Now we're going to talk about this addiction energy around money, and how do we lower that resistant energy, as because we're raising the allowing and abundance energy with what I just said. The Ho'oponopono around the memories helps remove, all the shit, the blocks. And then this last one, which is my favorite, is going to start releasing this addiction energy to money. So it's also from the book, How to Solve All Your Money Problems Forever. It's called Glad Giving. Glad giving. So it's not tithing, yet it is giving money away. Now, keep your mind open. If your mind is like, I know this too, keep your mind open. So you want to give 1 to 5% of whatever you receive. So it's, a usual tithing is 10. This is 1. You can start with 1%, 1 to 5%. Anybody can do this regardless of anything, because it's about, you start with the next amount of money that you receive. And you start having this mindset, okay, when I get this money, this is earmarked as my glad giving money, 1 to 5%. So if you make $4,000 a month, that's $40. I think that's the right math. Yeah, it's not $4, no. Yeah. Anyway, it's quite a low amount. If you make $100 in a month, then you give $1. If you make $1 or receive $1 in a month, you give 1 penny. So the book even says homeless people can do this. If they receive $1 on the street, they give a penny away. So it helps to stop breaking this energy of addiction, grasping, clinging, resisting, needing to have and keep and share. So it's not depleting you from what you already have. You're starting from now. Now I'm like, I get money and I'm like, ooh, how much do I get to glad give? Because the other part of it is it's so fun. So choose something to give to that's fun. And this is what I love. And I've already been doing this not in like a measured, structured way like I am now, but it's so fun to give money away. Make it fun. If you want to give, so some people might, they make $10,000 a month or $1,000 a month, and their glad giving is, whatever it is. And then they have an automatic payment to their favorite charity, and that's their glad giving. Great. You can do that. Totally fine. I love spontaneously giving because it's fun, and I, like to see the results. So living here in Bali, they don't make a lot of money here at all, the local people. It's very low. And of course, cost of living is lower for them, but it's not a lot. There's a lot of people that really, don't have money here. So usually what I do is I give these tips, these large fun tips, and it's so fun. And I told a story about that a while ago. I won't tell it now, but that's what I like to do. That lights me up, that lights them up. And even if it doesn't light them up, right, then I get to release any attachment to how my expectation of how people might receive it, which that's a whole other topic. But, if you want to give to, people you see on the street, or maybe you want to find some creative way to give this money away, that is so going to shift your energy around this glad giving, around receiving money. It's we got to keep the energy moving. It's a flow. It's always flowing in and around. So thank you, Christina, for the donation. Speaking of that, of donations and giving. So that's the last process for you to do. Now, this book says do these things, I think, minimum 3 to 6 months. Okay? This, things, miracles and magic may happen in a few days, and sure, they can and they might. And also, you're looking at changing a lifetime of energy and beliefs about money. It's going to take a little time. So give it a chance. Keep doing it. Even when you think you should stop, it's not working, blah, 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 all the stories. Keep doing it anyway. Yeah, and I am in the middle of this Overcoming Under-Earning book. I haven't even really gotten into the processes, so I'm going to do this live again. I love doing this topic, so I'll do it again next month. And I know that there will be more will be coming from that book as well. So, yeah, let me know. Barry Konikoff, great meditations that use visualizations. I've never heard of them, Patriot Lady. Thank you for that. So we will do a few minutes of Reiki before we close. I will also do ancestral clearing specifically around abundance, and I will speak a specific ancestral clearing abundance prayer that I'm going to pull up on my phone because I have not memorized that one. And hopefully I can find it. And so what I want you guys to do is get ready to receive Reiki and ancestral clearing. I'm going to have the intention that it be, specific around money, and then also Mark, if Mark is still here, and, his recent loss. And also the Reiki, always people draw it in. You and your higher self draw in whatever is needed for you at this time. I don't need to know that. You don't even need to know that. Just trust that. And also, sure, we can have an intention specifically as well. I'm going to take a bathroom break for a second. So you guys get prepared to receive, and I will be back in just a moment. Okay, so before we dive in, I just want to mention again, if you were late joining, I am crafting a truth excavation guided journey that will be shared on Premium Insight Timer. Once it's released, it will be a little while. I'm having beta testers right now to give feedback so I can make it the best it can be. If you want to a copy. If you're willing to give feedback, please send me your email address or just send me a message, connect with me in a message, and I can put you on the list to receive that very soon. I recorded it this morning, still doing some last minute things. And also I'm offering, for those who have never had a session with me live one-on-one of any kind, I have a few spots open for the live truth excavation, that's us meeting and me taking you into that. So if that's interesting to you, send me a message, first come, first served on that as well. So let's dive in. Glasses off. Close your eyes. Settle in, put the phone down, devices. Take some deep conscious breaths into the body, letting the belly rise with the intake of your breath. And just feel into your body, especially in considering the topics for today around money and your feelings, your energy, your thoughts, your beliefs, your blocks. And just feel that, where is that in the body, and breathe into that. Just be open to receive these energies. And if you feel any emotions, sensations, just imagine the breath going directly there. comprehensive ancestral clearing prayer for abundance, offered by John Newton. What is appearing in your life is often a reflection of what you feel inside. Abundance may take many forms, but none of these is your source. This prayer is encoded with a direct connection to the Creator consciousness itself, which is our true source. As you hear this prayer, it connects you to Source directly and begins clearing past burden, imprints, and beliefs, allowing more abundance to effortlessly flow into your life. Infinite Creator, all that you are, for everyone in this group and everyone hearing this recording and this message, for all of our family members, all of our relationships, all of our ancestors and all of their relationships through all relevant time, space, and dimension, for all hurts or wrongs around our supply, for all times there wasn't enough, for the times we struggled to survive, for all hardship, famine, and adversity, and all that we made it mean about life, people, and you, Creator. Please help us all forgive each other, forgive ourselves, forgive all people, and all people forgive us, completely and totally, please and thank you. For all the times we were out of integrity with money, lied, cheated, or stole, and the times this was done to us. For all the times we disrespected or were out of integrity with the earth and the life of the earth, and for the times we took more than we needed. Please help us all forgive each other and forgive ourselves, be at peace with each other and at peace with ourselves, please and thank you. For all who represented God, all governments, parents, and authority figures, for the times they misused power, position, and authority, let us down. For all times we were oppressed, disrespected, and minimized, and times we did this to another. For all patterns of guilt, fear, shame, and unworthiness, and the times we felt we weren't enough. Please help us all forgive each other and forgive ourselves, be at peace with each other and at peace with ourselves, please and thank you. Creator, please help us see ourselves, each other, and all creation through your loving, effulgent, and abundant vision, for the highest good always. Please and thank you, please and thank you, please and thank you. So feeling the powerful energies of this healing transmission and the ancestral clearing prayer. And before you come to open eyes, just consider what were your insights from this session, and what will you take forward? What actions will you take? What are you committed to creating as a result? And do that for you. If you care to drift to sleep, good night and blessings. If you care to come back to a wakeful state, then just do that slowly, gently, and easily. Thank you all for joining me today. I love this topic. I'm going to be doing more of these. I really feel passionate about it, and from my own life and results, it just feels really valuable, helpful, and juicy. So stay tuned, follow me, then you get notified of my future lives. Subscribe. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Send me a message if you want to receive the Truth Excavation beta version, or if you want to schedule a session with me of any kind. I offer spiritual life coaching, Reiki Ancestral Clearing sessions, card readings, and then the Truth Excavation. I'm happy to offer that. just a few of those available. So first come, first served. Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See you all very, very soon. Yes, see you very soon for Saturday Night Live, which is so fun. We'll be drawing cards and free flowing and doing also Reiki and clearing. So see you then. Bye bye.